Dover Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the Formula One. So y'all check this out. Now you know this year we going through a legendary season, right? We're going through a legendary season. Last year was legendary too. Let's be real. Last year was the drive for five. You had two four-time champions going for the fifth championship. Lewis Hamilton brought it home to become a super legend. Five with Fangio got five. Those two got five. Michael Schumacher got six. So this year was mixed with six. Right? That's what Sebastian Vettel gonna tell, was supposed to tell Lewis Hamilton this year. You ain't getting six in his native tongue. Like Knicks here, right? But seems to go that didn't, couldn't do nothing about it. Lewis Hamilton is on his way to his sixth championship, right? So it's a legendary season. But it's another reason it's a legendary season. And I ain't trying to rap on here, it's just the way things happening. You got the number two driver, Charles LeClerc, for Ferrari, who's having quietly a legendary season. Because I can't remember when a number two driver was doing this well, right? Unless you're talking about Lewis Hamilton in his rookie season, going up against Fernando Alonso and finishing with the same amount of points as Alonso had at the end of the season. And he could have had more, but we won't get into details. But to be a number two driver and go up against a legend in Fernando Alonso as your rookie season and end up with the same amount of points at McLaren, that was awesome. Let's be real. But this here, Sebastian Vettel is a four-time champion. Now, Leclerc has, got him another pole, right? His sixth pole position of the season in Sotchi. Sixth. He has more pole position than everybody this year. That's something to be a rookie and to have that, right? But not only that, because he has six pole positions. He has beaten, and I don't know if people are paying attention to that. In the head-to-head, he's been in front of Sebastian Vettel 9 times in a row. Now, some of you Formula One aficionados that might know more than I do, I cannot remember when the number two driver has beaten the number one driver 9 times in a row head-to-head. Finished higher on the grid than he has 9 times in a row. This is almost embarrassing for a four-time champion, Sebastian Vettel. Now, we know Sebastian Vettel won the last race, right? But if you look into it, who was on pole position, who was leading. They called Leclerc into the pits, and, Vettel was able to do a super lap and get in front of him. But that was more of the team decision. He didn't really beat him on the track. But then Leclerc backed off because of the simple fact that they did come in 1 and 2. On the grid, they did come in. And once you do that, when you finish 1 and 2, then you got to be a team player and stop complaining because you guys do need points. You're behind Mercedes. Ferrari is doing well these last 4 or 5 races. Let's be real, right? The last 4 or 5 races to be at 4 or 3 different tracks. I don't know. It was Monza, Spa, now Sochi, and I'm missing one. Monza, Spa, Sochi, and I'm missing one, Singapore, right? So in all those different tracks, Ferrari has been dominant now. So, you've got your man Leclerc on pole position, followed by Lewis Hamilton, which is excellent because actually Ferrari should be 1 and 2 on the grid on this one. But that's showing you what Lewis Hamilton, his skill set to come in second right there, just to break it up a little bit. But this is going to be very interesting going forward. Like I said, I've seen number two drivers. You guys know how I feel about number two drivers throughout the history. The Barrichellos of the world, the Felipe Massas, the Eddie Irvines. That's why I'm not really a Ferrari fan because they weren't allowed to win. And to have this happen right here in Ferrari, that number two, and those, four-time champion, right? Sebastian Vettel, that's the guy they really got him to follow in Michael Schumacher's steps and to get a title at Ferrari. But it looks like if a title is to be gotten at Ferrari, it might be Charles Leclerc. And the number one status in that team is definitely not. I think they're going to let him drive. It's definitely not going to be Sebastian Vettel because Leclerc has more points than him in the Drivers' Championship, and he's doing better on the track right now. So let's see how that is going forward. This is getting very, very interesting. To me, I think it's embarrassing if you would talk in private to Sebastian Vettel. I don't think he never thought there was a driver with the same equipment he has who will finish before he will in a championship in 9 races in a row, finish in front of him on the grid. That is impressive, to say the least. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm out of here, y'all.